thấy thẻ.
Goody, come. Becca, do you want me to wait for anyone?
No, you're good, thank you.
Oh, I must have it. Actually,
Kia ora koutou. Mai. Welcome on board Christchurch Tramways, number 178. I'm Liam, up the front, doing the driving. We're embarking on a 50-minute tour of the city centre. Your tickets are good for all day long, though. They're hop-on, hop-off tickets. See something you like, want to check out? Hop off at any of our 18 tram stops, take a look around. The tram should pick you back up in about 15 to 20 minutes.
it's coming around here.
All we ask today is please do not go pushing the white buttons for the buzzers unless there is an emergency I need to know about. Otherwise, we'll stop automatically at each stop. I've been very well trained.
Coming in and
A little bit about the tram we're travelling on today. She's Christchurch Tramways, number 178. Youngest, hey guys, just keep the volume down, please. She's Christchurch Tramways, number 178. Youngest of our 3 Christchurch-built trams at 104 years old. You'll note she's missing a conductor down the back, another member of staff looking after ticketing, as well as health and safety. See, during the Great Depression of the 1930s, the Tramway Board was looking for ideas to cut operating costs. Wages were a huge part of that, so to essentially cut them in half, the board converted a number of trams, like 178, to one-man operation. The driver up the front would take your ticket fare as you entered, much like a modern bus today. Then we're pulling into Cathedral Square. Now, this is the only stop we'll pass through twice, as we do something of a figure-8 loop through the city centre. Look in the middle of the square, and you'll see a statue of John Robert Godley, co-founder of the Canterbury Association, body responsible for sending hundreds of colonists out here to settle Christchurch back in the 1850s. Look extra close, you'll note he has something of a flat head. That's not something Godley himself had, rather that's something that the statue acquired in 2010 and fell down during an earthquake right on top of its noggin. Now a very popular landing zone for seagulls. Tram stop 2, that's for Cathedral Square.
没关系，再下一次。看你来。下一站是什么？
Head to our left, we've got that red brick building with the white trim. It's the old Chief Post Office building. The 4 trees and 4 flagpoles out front symbolise the first 4 settler ships, which carried the first 800 settlers out here to Christchurch back in December of 1850. You'll still find the names, ages and occupations of each of those settlers written on plaques at the bases of those trees. And we're heading out of the square. Now we're bound for the market loop. We'll check out some fine places to go shopping or dining here in the city centre. Point out some of the very best of the best to you along the way. In the meantime, take a look to our left here. You'll see a large white building with black windows, the old Public Trust Office. Its owner tried to have it torn down twice after the quakes, but its historic status eventually saved it. It's now home to the popular rooftop bar, Mr. Brightside. And as we turn the corner to the left here, keep your eyes on the right. We'll spy a marble statue of Robert Falcon Scott, famed Antarctic explorer. Scott attempted to be the first man to reach the South Pole back in 1911, but unfortunately was beaten by the Norwegian Roald Amundsen. Tragically, Scott did not survive his trip back from the ice. That statue was carved in memoriam by his widow, Kathleen. And we're pulling into Tram Stop 3 now. This is for Mill Island, named for the flour mill, which used to be on the island, over to our right-hand side here. Now, due to flooding issues, the flour mill was eventually turned into a shelter for homeless men, and this was torn down alongside most of the island it stood on to make way for the Hereford Street Bridge, ahead to our right. We'll still spy a replica water wheel there on the island, originally put in place in 1995 by the Christchurch Beautification Society. We're told the original water wheel was some 2 to 3 times that size. And as I found out during last week's flooding, the water wheel does still spin with the current. Of course, feral. The terraces, as they're now known, home to a number of fine bars and restaurants, including Fat Eddie's ahead to our left, popular jazz bar with live music most nights. Also got Original Sin and Kong beneath that. Those are sort of cocktail bar type places. Next door to those, Chihuahua, Mexican restaurant, spelled with 2 W's, Chihuahua. There's also Amazonita for South American, Delilah's for Western, and King of Snake for Asian fusion, with plenty more hiding down the alleyways. You've got Zodiac for Chinese, Little Fiddle Irish pub, Chicken Fries, don't need to tell you what they sell, as well as Little Andromeda, sort of a bar, comedy club, theatre type place. We also have the least consistent traffic lights in Christchurch, at least for trams. There we go. Coming up on our right, the Avon River, Otongaro in Te Reo Maori. Those steps which lead down to our local population of tuna, or longfin eel, who I'm told are particularly fond of the leftover meat from your lunch, as well as the fingers of small children. And as we come around the corner here, coming up on our right, this marble archway is our Bridge of Remembrance. Opened Armistice Day, 1924, commemorates all those who served during the First World War, with all Kiwis who have fallen in battle since. And we're pulling into Tram Stop 4 now. That's for the Riverside Market, where you will find burgers, pizza, sushi, souvlaki, pastries, pies, lollies, lemonade, and if you can find it, Riverside Market, Tram Stop 4. This area did not fare very well during the quakes. Rollicking Gelato, the orange place to our right, that's one of only 3 original pre-quake survivors. To revitalise this area, after the quakes, City Council implemented Restart Cashel Mall here, a series of shops operating out of shipping containers like the one to our right. Proved quite popular of its own accord, but has since made way for the modern laneway style shopping you'll find here nowadays. Out there gifts to our left is the second of those 3 Cashel Street survivors. Third and final of which is coming up on our right, big black and white building on the corner there. That's Ballantyne's department store. Now there's been a Ballantyne's here in the city 173 years, making them almost as old as the city itself. They had a devastating fire, 1947. They lost 41 lives. But when they rebuilt, they intended for future stories to be added on top of the existing structure. That's why they survived the earthquakes so well. The earthquake proofing that's there was intended for a much taller building. And And if you needed to catch a bus somewhere in our city, we've a very good metro network. You could hop off here, head to your right, past Valentine's, down Colombo Street. You'd find a large orange-brown building, our bus interchange, where you can take any old bus, any old where, $4, cash or card. Tram stop 5, that's for the bus interchange and Valentine's department store. Crossing to our right, large block of shops crisscrossed by several lanes and alleyways. When you're shopping in there, of course, you've got your makeup, jewellery, clothing, shoes. But if you're looking for a supermarket in our city centre, the only one you'll find is Fresh Choice, far end of Market Lane, coming up on our right. And we're pulling into a very historic little stop. It's where you'd have court trams during their heyday here in Christchurch. They'd carried you along Sumner Road, now High Street, towards the beach resort of Sumner, from here at what is now tram stop number 6. Now, we had one of the largest tramway networks in the southern hemisphere here in Christchurch at one time. First tram tracks were laid 1880, worked by steam-driven, but mostly horse-drawn trams. 1903, those were replaced by electric trams, like 178 here. But history moves in cycles, and in the 1950s, the electric trams were themselves replaced with diesel buses, and the tram tracks were torn up. You folks are just looking? Yep, all good. In the 90s, though, the Christchurch City Council was looking for ideas to boost tourism here in the city, and Christchurch Tramways was one of the leading bids. We relayed our first tram tracks 1995, that's the Heritage Loop, we'll take you down later on. Laid the tracks we're currently heading down back in 2010, though due to the earthquakes we didn't get to use them until 2015. And very shortly we'll take you down the newest stretch of track on the line. It's the Litchfield Street Loop, only reopened to the public about 2.5 years ago now. That'll take us through to the Salt District, so named for the 3 streets which run through this area. They're St. Asaph, Litchfield, and Tulip. S-A-L-T. Salt. We're also about as close as we'll get to where trams were built here in Christchurch back in the day. Boone & Co. Makers Limited were about... Can go. Oh, sorry. We're about 2 or 3 blocks ahead to our left, responsible for building the vast majority of trams which ran here in the city back in the day. And as we come around the corner here, ahead, our brand new multi-sport stadium. With its covered roof, 30,000 seats, we've got concerts and sporting events here in the city centre again. People come in to get ready for the game, wine and dine, enjoy the atmosphere. It's great for the city centre. If, by the way, you wanted to enjoy some wining and dining, but didn't want to risk the crowds of the Riverside Market, the Salt District is for you. It's because we have Sal's Pizzeria, Pot Sticker Dumpling Bar, the Poplar Social Club, and more hidden along Poplar Lane here. You'll also find Little High Eatery about a block ahead of us, sort of like a little Riverside Market in its own right, with a number of smaller eateries inside. My personal recommendation there, Boom Boom Chicken, possibly the best fried chicken in all Christchurch. Want to check that out, or any of the other fine eateries here in the Salt District? This is the stop for you, Tram Stop 7. It's also your stop if you want to check out the 3 little corgis running around beside the tram stop shelter here. celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's 50th year on the throne.
超多了。
So this is tram stop 7. That's for the Salt District. Hi guys, how about yourselves? C1 Espresso Cafe up ahead. Select dishes there are delivered to your table via pneumatic tube that is put into a little capsule, pumped through pipes in the ceiling, and then popped down at your table. It's a very quirky little place. To our right, we still have some construction sites here in the city. And in particular, the black building coming up on our right, that's a part of One Central, a plan by the City Council to once again have thousands of people living here in the city centre. We did have an okay city centre population once upon a time, but they were largely evacuated to the suburbs after the earthquakes. And for good reason, too. We lost 1,240 buildings after the earthquakes. There was very little left of our city centre. Still, original survivors do remain, like ahead to our right, that pink building, that's the Muse Art Hotel, dating back to the 1960s originally, when it was a government office. This is your stop for that. It's also our closest stop to our city centre bus interchange, less than a block to our left, here at tram stop number 8.
走一圈，这样。对。
Also got the
对，刚刚那个
strangers
比
building
啊
to our left. That was the first building to pop back up after the earthquakes, built to within not 100%, but 200% of earthquake cover. Makes it possibly the safest place to be in our city in the event of another earthquake sequence. Tram stop 8.
第八。
Thanks, guys.
要。
Yeah, you have a good night. Well, good day.
对，是第八。
Thank you.
对。
To our right, these buildings are fairly recent. Till halfway through 2024, this was one big hole in the ground that was filled with gravel. These buildings popped up 2025. Before the earthquakes, there was the 13-story Holiday Inn Hotel here, extensively damaged during the earthquake of 2010, needed to be demolished. Won't spy another 13-story building in its place anytime soon, though. We've new height restrictions in Christchurch. Nothing to do with the earthquakes per se, though, as I mentioned, we lost well over 1,000 buildings. The quakes were basically started from scratch. City Council asked us what kind of new city we wanted. We said we wanted low-rise, please. So the sun could come over the tops of the roofs, and the wind wouldn't get trapped in the streets, creating wind tunnels. The glass building on our left is a perfect example of this. It only goes up about 28 metres or so. You won't spy any newer buildings in Christchurch taller than that. Deeper than it is tall, though, they needed to drill down 33 metres past all the swampy soil Christchurch was built on top of to reach bedrock far below. And that's the case with a lot of the newer buildings here in Christchurch. And if you wanted to check out our transitional or cardboard cathedral, this is the stop for you. You can hop off here, head to your right down Hereford Street. You'd be there just a matter of minutes from here. It's tram stop number 9.
哦，这边。
We call it the Cardboard Cathedral here because large portions of it are made from cardboard, as well as a host of other recycled and recyclable materials. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye.
Yep.
我今天出嚟。哦，紅燈。嘿嘿。 可以看，哎，车开那边了，哇，走过去了，刷卡，注册刷卡。嗯，走吧，我们走吧，小心车哦。就是往前走。但这好像是车的路哎，你看车也跟着他的屁屁走。哎，他转弯了。
转弯了。
那台车也跟他转弯了。
教会路径。
嗯。你来了哦。这边。
Right, so roll down now to number 11, the Art Gallery stop, a demolition site here, an old 1920s building getting removed. And the big grey building on the right, Takuna Owai and Te Reo Maori. This is the big art gallery. It's got a very impressive and large collection of art to look at. It's open for 2 more hours. The art gallery stop 11. Right, we cross over now to get to the Arts Centre, a whole block of beautiful Victorian buildings. This is where the university was originally. But the historic buildings here have been a tourist centre for many years, since the 1970s. 23 different buildings to look at, and full of galleries and shops and places to look at. Tram stop number 12, the Arts Centre. You may perhaps locals think this is an earthquake rebuild, the museum, but actually it's not. They've just decided to spend millions of dollars to rebuild it. So we see the attractive dining hall here of Christchurch's famous school, Christ College. It's the most famous private boys' school in New Zealand and the most expensive. 175 years old, as an educational place and an exclusive and expensive private school for boys since it began in 1850. It's a wee bit overcast and cloudy today, but it's nice to have a walk around Hagley Park over this bridge. Hagley Park is beautiful even in winter time, and if you come in spring and autumn, this is an incredibly beautiful park. Turning to stop 14 as we begin the journey down Armagh Streets. This large magnolia tree here on the corner, it's quite an ancient magnolia. It's an American one called a grandiflora. It has big white flowers on it over summertime and late summer. And it is also very elderly, that magnolia. It was planted in the mid-1880s. A little residential part of Armagh Street now, the street named after Armagh, the city of Northern Ireland. Scottish flavour there in Brest House. That little timber cottage dates from about 1869. And a gravel car park here on the right, which has been a gravel car park for the last 15 years. Prior to that, there were some beautiful old buildings of the original Girls' High site. Brick buildings were there until the earthquake happened 15 years ago. Right, this is 15, Tram Square, the Grange Bed and Breakfast, down this end of the park, and at the other end, the Hotel Montreal. So down we go next to where the earthquake display is, Quake City. This is our popular and interesting earthquake exhibition. Every day it's open from 10 till 5, so it's got about just under 2 hours left. And nothing for children under 15, but adults at $25 for entry. Stop number 16, the Earthquake Museum.
Thay lại đồ. Các cô mà
Finish. And this tram is finishing now, people. We've done the whole day now. Tram 15, it's time to go to bed. And we wish you, on behalf of the other drivers, a very nice evening. Cathedral Junction, stop 1.
所以它有分2间哦。
它有2个家。
但不是有3台车吗？
一塞进去啊！你看那个车的家在里面，是车的家。哦，车的家，你看，车的家在里面。你看车的家，哦，车车在修理
保养。
对，那是车的家，哦，那也是车的家。哦，车的家，好多车的家。那你看车的家，车的家。
保养车中。早上的那个早上6点到7点来，观众看，